But I do notice him in the kitchen snorting fat lines, okay? He's setting up a rail. He's railing Coke on rails of Coke. This guy's nose looks like Frosty the Snowman. Welcome to a new video. It's a new video. We're moving up in the world. Look at us go. A new video. Wow, already? Hooray! Very good. Today we're going to be talking about a story that I actually told live on stream at twitch.tv/sidecrick. Follow me if you care to. You missed it live, but lucky for you, I'm telling it again. The actual reason I'm telling it again is because the audio quality was terrible, but next time, you're going to miss it. So go ahead, follow me on twitch.tv/sidecrick, okay? Now, the date was, I don't know when the date was, but I was about 19 years old, okay? It was about a year outside of high school, and by that point, I had started my own athletic apparel brand, actually, along with one of my friends, you know? So I was going to this party, and I was feeling pretty sick. I was feeling myself. I was ready to brag at this high school reunion. Not really, just a party with a lot of people from high school, okay? I was feeling good. So I roll up, I'm talking to people, I'm selling the shirts, as I do, you know, make a couple sales. Of course I'm gonna make some sales for this company that was, you know, I loved it at the time. It has since failed, but we won't talk about that. Anyways, I'm having a good time. I'm talking to everybody. I'm hanging out with some old high school friends, some people that I care about, some people that I don't. Talking to everybody and anybody that I see, okay? But then I noticed this one girl that I've never seen before, and we're gonna call her Matilda. Now, Matilda was giving off some crazy psycho vibes, right? You know when you see a girl, you know, she looks good, but she kind of smells like cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Kind of smells like cigarettes covered in perfume, and it's not a good look, right? But she was interesting, okay? She was kind of psycho-seeming, but she was interesting. So I was talking to her for, you know, 10, 15 minutes. I come to realize that there's a guy at this party, okay? We'll call him Barry, who is actually sort of in a relationship kind of thing with this girl. But I noticed that because people around me are looking at me a bit weird while I'm talking to her. And Barry is kind of aggressive. I also find out that my friend who I'm there with is actually friends with Barry. Okay, so I got a little bit of positive going for me and a little bit of negative, right? I'm friends with his friend, but I'm also hitting up his girl. And I'm not really hitting up his girl. She's a 7. She's okay, but the crazy vibes are throwing me off. I'm just chatting with her. All right? Party goes on. I talk to her here and there, whatever. I don't really talk to Barry, okay? And he is pounding back a whole lot of adult beverages, and he's getting increasingly aggressive as time goes on, okay? But not towards me. Towards Matilda, who he may or may not be in a complicated relationship with. Anyways, it's coming towards the end of the party here. Nothing crazy has gone down, but it's time to leave. Luckily, my friend that I came with says he has a ride. Turns out, it's Barry's mom. Kinda weird, you know, kinda weird, but I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little drunk. I'm ready to go home, eat some pizza, whatever. So we head over to Barry's mom's car, and I look inside, you know? Turns out Barry's mom looks an awful lot like Barry. And I'm no super sleuth, but if I was a betting man, I'd say that was Barry. And that wasn't Barry's mom's car at all. It was Barry's car. And so I have two choices, right? Get in the car with psycho do rails of coke guy, or walk home in the cold. And you know, drunk me has to pick the first option. Of course, like an idiot. And so I do it. I get in the car. I think worst case scenario, I mean, my friend's vouching for him. He says he's fine. He didn't see all the rails, but he says he's fine. My judgment's off. I go with it, okay? But we don't go anywhere. He starts up the car. He just chills. He doesn't go anywhere until Matilda hops in her car in front of his with some of her friends and takes off. So we follow her when she takes off, and I'm thinking this is a bit weird. You know, I didn't plan to go anywhere with Matilda. This is not the plan, right? But he takes off, and before I can really say anything, he's cranking the bass. We're listening to fat trap beats, and I can't hear shit. He can't hear shit. My eardrums are ringing off the phone, okay? It's like Wall Street up in my ears. Guy's got 38 subs in the back. The speed at which we are traveling down these residential roads is frankly quite frightening. And not only are we going probably double the speed limit, we are within inches of Matilda's rear bumper the entire time that we're doing this. So we are tailgating Matilda, ripping through stop signs, flipping the bird to every stop sign left and right, double the speed limit. Matilda rings up Barry and says, "Hey, if you don't get off my ass, I'm gonna kill us all." Oh! You'd think after that you would go, I should probably slow down. I should probably stop following her. Nope, he doesn't. And it's at this point that I text my dad and my mom and I say, "Hey, I might not make it home." I say my piece and I'm ready for the Lord to take me. Eventually, though, we get to Matilda's stop, right? She's driving her friends home. We get there. We're following her the whole time. We haven't died yet. We get there. We stop. And Barry lays on the horn. He doesn't get out. He doesn't talk to Matilda. He doesn't talk to anybody. He just sits there and lays on the horn. Neighbors are coming out of their houses. It's like 2 a.m. Everyone's pissed because he's laying on his horn. Everyone's yelling at him. He's yelling at everyone at this point. It's a mess. I get the fuck out of there. I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want drunk Barry. Hi, Barry. I don't want neighbors yelling at me. I'm not a part of this. I start walking home. Home's like half an hour away. I don't care. It's cold. Whatever. I'll freeze to death before I die in a car crash, okay, or from embarrassment because of Barry. So I'm walking home. Probably about 10-15 minutes later, Barry rolls up. He says, "Hey man, I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. Get in my car. You shouldn't walk home. It's gonna take too long. You're gonna get cold. Get in my car. I promise I'll drive." And I didn't believe him at first. But after some convincing through him and my other friend, and me still being drunk as shit, I go, "Fine." And where does Barry take me but McDonald's? And not even McDonald's in the city we're in. McDonald's in one city over. Why is he going to McDonald's over there? Because Matilda is. By the time we're about halfway there, we catch up to Matilda. Okay? And he is tailgating her the same. The whole way there, tailgate, double the speed limit. Eventually we get there. We're still not dead, and we arrive at McDonald's. At this point, I'm pissed. But again, I take the opportunity to get out of Barry's car because that shit's a death trap. I go inside, I grab me some cheeseburgers, and by the time I come back out, everyone's happy. Barry's not mad at Matilda. Matilda's not mad at Barry. They're all lovey-dovey. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Everything's dandy. The relationship is mended. And everyone just sits and talks like we didn't all just almost die 10 minutes ago. And that's when the night entirely flipped around. When we got back in the car, Barry drove me home. No speeding, no tailgating, no blaring music. Just a nice taxi ride home in a car that felt safe. And I left that night confused out of my mind as to what happened. But I was happy to be alive. And that's a story about how I almost died, guys. If there's anything that you learned from this, it should be that nose beers and driving don't go well together. If you find yourself in a similar situation to the one that I experienced, don't get in the car. Walk home. Freezing to death is better than crashing in a car. It might not be. I don't know. Don't trust me. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I really appreciate everybody who came over to my Twitch chat when I told this story originally. It means a lot to me. Of course, streaming to 0 people is not really streaming at all. So if you feel like watching me live, I'll have my Twitch linked in the description, twitch.tv/sidecrick. And I'm going to try to be going live most days. So most days probably around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Pacific. If you're available, stop in. Trust me, it's better than binge watching Netflix, I promise. New video. Okay, bye guys.